Howdy, here we go. 5-minute maximum report. This report is primarily for my running friend Dot up in Indy. She always wants a video, so this won't be anything that I didn't have in my race report, but here it is. This is it's now a little more than a week after the St. Pat's 24. They always have nice shirts. This is the one this year, and a hat, really nice hat. So I really like that. This year I did about 45 and a half miles, and that's great. It was all walking. It's a 3-mile trail at St. Pat's Park, and on the edge, when you're coming around the last mile, you're at the Michigan-Indiana border. So I did 15 loops. Every time I went around a loop, I stepped over there, so I can say I ran to from Indiana to Michigan and back 15 times that weekend. I got there on Friday. I always get there early. Actually took a nap before I even went in. Then I walked around, took a picture every 10 steps like I've done before at other places, Howth Moon and Indiana Trail and others. So I'm making a little video of the course. It's nice. It's mainly in the woods. The leaves are really down this year. Last year we had like a walnut minefield in one area. I think I saw one walnut the whole time. I slept in the barn, had a nice breakfast in the morning. There were a total of 35 people. I think there were 24 people doing the 24-hour, and the others were split up between the 6 and 12. Several people got 100, Bill Kulwicki and some other people that I know. Got to see Amy and Tiffany that I know. So that was fun, but once you say goodbye, unless you are with them, you just don't see them very often, because it's just, people get stretched out over a 3-mile loop. It was raining most of the day, and most of the time it's kind of a light mist, and it was like, I think in the upper 40s, 50 or so. So it was hard for me anyway to dress just right. Didn't want to get soaked and then get cold, so I wore a raincoat, and I just changed shirts out 2 or 3 times because they got kind of drippy wet. At 10 loops, when I hit 30 miles, then I took my Brooks Cascadia trail shoes off, switched to Hoka's, and it felt great. It was just this huge motivation to get those 10 loops in, and I was averaging at 50-55 minutes each. Wasn't killing myself, but I was moving, with purpose, walking. And even had a couple people go by me and go, "You walk pretty fast." I go, "Well, that's my game right now." And then as it got toward the evening, still raining some. During the night, it more or less stopped. At one point, I changed clothes, got all warm stuff on. I think it was around loop 12 or so, 13. Man, it wasn't like a marathon wall. It was just like my body was done. I mean, I thought I was done for the weekend. It wasn't like I ran out of fuel. That normally is what, when you hit a wall. It was just my body said, that's it, you can't do anymore. So I took a 2-hour nap, set a timer this time, and got up, felt pretty good. Went out and did either 2 or 3 more loops. After I'd finished, I started to get cold. I like being out in the dark, though. I really do like that. And so I was out there in the dark, and then I got colder and colder. I tripped. I'm not saying I was unstable, but I just was, losing a little concentration there. Took a horrible, hard fall, but I realized very quickly I didn't break anything, and just bruised my ego. Got back up, and I think I changed it to some warmer stuff, but not warm enough. At that point, my hands were starting to get cold, and I should have put on my warmest Sport Hill really cold weather winter shirt. Didn't do it. And there was my mistake. And so finally, on those last 2 loops and that last loop, I was really getting cold. So then I came in and got in sleeping bag, and I just got colder. I can't explain why I would get colder. Next year I'm going to bring either a heating pad or electric blanket, just stick it in the sleeping bag with me if that happens. Then finally, around 4:30, I got warm, and I had a decision to make. I really wanted to get 50, and I suppose I could have, but 2 more loops I would have gotten 51 miles. But I just decided, you're doing really well, Charles. A year from now, no excuse, you go back out. But I don't want to trash myself, and I didn't. I did 45 and a half, I think is what it was. And so, I got up and later on and ate some breakfast, and then packed up and off I went. So I'm glad I did that, because I've recovered real well last week. I really wasn't too bad, just kind of fatigued and then a little sore, but really not bad. I really am pretty good at recovering. And so this week, and I didn't walk a lot last week, did do some. So this week I haven't walked yet today, but I need to go out and do at least 5 miles today. And there's my timer, and so I'll stop in a second. So it's gone well since that event. And then in 3 weeks, I'll be at Tunnel Hill over in Southern Illinois, Vienna, Illinois. The Tunnel Hill 50 or 100 mile, and I'm doing the 50, and we get the same time for both, 30 hours. But my goal is to try to go to, it's a 25 out and back on converted rails. It's a trail with crushed gravel. So my goal is to go out and back and be done as close to 15 hours or less as I can. And then we'll see. That's the last race I'm signed up for. So haven't really decided about what's going to happen in the future, but just keep on working. It's going well. See ya.